My opinion. What's going on YouTube? So today I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to be straight up about this and my opinion. And opinions are like tail holes. Everybody's got one. So my opinion on Patreon or Patron or whatever the freak you want to call it. I'm going to give my opinion on it. So let's hear it. My opinion. I've known about this for several years now. And basically, if you don't know what Patreon, I think it's Patreon. You know how to pronounce it? Jeremy's on the camera today, by the way.
I think it's Patreon.
Patreon, I think is actually how you pronounce it. If you don't know about it, what it is basically like a monthly subscription. You pay for a subscription from somebody, and that somebody gives you information or a product in return. Well, supposed to give you a information or a product or services or whatever in return. So the person setting up the Patreon, it can be $5 to $5 million or whatever they decide what their monthly payment is. I guess it's monthly. I think it's monthly. Could be yearly, but you pay a fee for services or goods. That's basically how it works. I think. I really haven't looked that far into it, but that's a big deal right now with the ball python industry is the Patreons. So basically, customers and friends pay a monthly fee for special privileges from a particular breeder. That's basically the gist of how the ball python part of the Patreon works, to the best of my knowledge. And I've known about this for a while. I've seen people do it. I've seen people fail with it. I've seen people succeed with it. And I've thought about doing it myself. And what I've been doing is collecting information for the past 6 months, 9 months, a year, not sure, on my feelings and my feedback from friends and customers about Patreon. And I want to tell you how I feel about it and what my choice has been for thinking about it for 6 months, or the past 6 months, or even past year, about how my thoughts are on it. And again, it's my opinion. I have a right to my own opinion, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it. That's your opinion, but this is just my opinion, and it is what it is. So I have come to the conclusion that I will not be doing a Patreon, and here are my reasonings why. First off, when I started breeding snakes and decided, well, not just snakes, when I started breeding animals, decided that I wanted to do this, a certain bit of passion and love about sharing the whole aspect of what I do. And that falls into what I still do. I still love this. I love talking about it. I love sharing information. The reason why I do YouTube for y'all is to share that information. I share what I know, share what I create. Part of being in this reptile industry is sharing that passion. I feel like I shouldn't have to charge someone money to share what I've learned or what I'm doing. That's just my personal opinion. And as bad as I would love to get paid for that extra time that I spend answering questions and identifying snakes and this and that, I don't feel like, at least for right now, for me, that I should charge somebody for that information. That's why I do Instagram, why I do Facebook. That's why I do this for a living. That's why I do YouTube. This is my life. This is my world. You know, when you go to a car dealership, you ask questions about the vehicle, you test drive the vehicle, you interact with your salesperson. That salesperson doesn't require a deposit or money from you up front to buy or talk about the cars. Same thing with a body shop. I'll use the body shop because I grew up in a body shop practically. An estimate. When you go to the body shop to get an estimate on a car, we never, and I know places that do charge estimates, but we never charged an estimate to get your car repaired. That's a service for owning that body shop. You get paid when the vehicle comes in and gets repaired. You get paid then. You don't get paid up front on the estimate. And I feel like ball pythons, or this ball python community and hobby, for me, I feel like I shouldn't charge money for that. So that's just my opinion on that. Alright, second off, I'm not as advanced in this hobby as a lot of people that have Patreons. You know, I make some cool stuff, some cutting edge new stuff, made a bunch of world's first, but I don't feel personally that I have cutting edge stuff to where my customers can pay a set fee in order to get on a list for, you know, stuff coming up. I don't feel like my customers should have to pay me just for that reasoning. I don't feel like my customers should pay a fee to get first pick on what comes out of certain clutches. I don't feel like my customers should pay a fee just to be able to talk to me. I don't feel like people should, or my customers should have to pay a fee to ask me a question about, you know, something, or ID. So that's basically how I feel about it. So that's my opinion on Patreon. Now, let me tell you how I feel about other people having Patreon. If you can get paid for information, people will pay you information, or for your information, and pay you to have first glances at your clutches, and pay you for the knowledge that you've created. I have no problem with that. You know, good for you. I'm happy that you're so far along and so far advanced that people look up to you that much that they want to pay you for your knowledge. You know, good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the hobby for being able to have people like that. But I had to make a video about me because I get asked about Patreon constantly, over and over and over again, and I needed to put this video out and explain why I chose or am choosing not to do Patreon. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that I would never do Patreon or that I disagree with Patreon either, because there may come a point in my career, life, or hobby, whatever you want to call this, that I may change my mind, I may change my direction. But I really feel like, me personally, right now in the position that I'm at, I don't need Patreon to make customers and to keep customers, to keep my customers happy. And that's my opinion on it. So I hope this video, I know this is going to be a long, boring video, probably not going to get very many views on it, but I did want to make this, I did want to put this out, and that's my opinion on why I choose not to do Patreon. And if you have a difference in opinion on that, you know, put it in the comments. Shoot me a message. We'll talk about it. Explain to me why I'm wrong, or why you think I'm wrong about something, or, you know, or tell me your opinion on it, because I'm all ears. Maybe you have some information that I need that can say, hey, you really need to do Patreon because of this reason right here, or whatever. So I really am. What is it? I don't have a dog or I don't have a bark in the dog chase, or I don't know what they call that analogy, but I'm kind of torn up in the air as to what to do. But for right now, I feel like I I don't need to charge my customers for that. If my customers need help with something or they need some information, you can ask 99% of them will tell you real quick. Hey, Tony will tell you straight up. People need help IDing something. I will help you ID something. But, this is a big but here. Don't don't abuse our relationship here. Don't ever buy anything from me and then expect me to, to ID your 10 clutches a year. That's not gonna happen, bud, or lady. I'm not. I don't want to be abused. You buy some snakes from me, I help you ID stuff. Or you buy, t-shirts from me, and hey, I'll buy a t-shirt from you and help me with this clutch right here. No problem whatsoever. If you're really stumped on something, I'm usually going to tell you, say, what do you think? And if you don't have an opinion about it, then why should I have an opinion about it? So, you need some help IDing a clutch, then I'm going to help. But don't abuse it, and put some effort into it for yourself too. And I think that's Jeremy's back there shaking his head. I think that's all you can ask for. I know I'm willing to help, but you got to put forth some effort too. So, anyway, is there anything else you can think that I need to say, Jeremy?
Not really. I think you got it covered.
So, anyway, that's my feedback on the whole Patreon thing. If it works for you, proud of you, good for you. But right now, I'm going to choose not to do it, and I've put a lot of hours into thinking about this and slept on it for many days, and that's my opinion. So, hope y'all enjoyed this. Sorry it was long, boring. Next video, we're going to talk about snakes. Don't worry.
Be out! Thanks for watching Hardwired Exotics, and make sure you subscribe.